Why do I feel like you're gonna be a monk later on? I don't.
Could you like explain to our audience what your business is, what the different products you have?
On this part, I have to give it to the boys.
Can you talk about
Yeah.
your next project yet, or maybe in the future? Thank you for the shout out.
I thought you are a pizza person.
My girlfriend wouldn't be happy though. Like I think some of them were crying.
Welcome to Pija Podcast.
아니, Kinzumla, just delay. Welcome to the Pidgeot
Just
Podcast.
thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited that we're having this conversation.
Same.
Um, I love your energy in every single video or interview. You're always smiling or with like.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Are you naturally like that? Are you like happy?
I don't know, to be very honest, but every time I look at my interview myself, I feel like, why am I smiling so hard? Like, I don't know why I do that often. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to
But,
say,
but
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think people like that about me, that I always have this smile going on my face. So I think the way people appreciate it, I feel like it's going good on my part. So yay for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why you have 30,000 subscribers.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Kinzumla, we watched your day in life video.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, like that morning, right after I woke up, the first thing I saw was your video, so I just put it on and was doing my own thing. Yeah.
Got it. Well, what did you think of the episode?
I really liked it. I especially liked the way the guests shared her experiences. Then I, sort of searched her on Instagram, and I found like I found it very cool. I appreciate you guys for doing such things. Like, I feel like more people needs to come up, share their experiences, not just in our own language, but like in English or in Hindi for that matter, so that we can reach out to as many people as we can and show our like identity or whatever we want to talk about. So yeah, I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing it.
Yeah. I enjoyed that video because her and I are friends, so like that I think it was one of my favorite episodes because it was just like more conversational.
Yeah.
That was something that you were giving me feedback on, so I appreciate that. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then you in your day in the life video, I really enjoyed it because it was
thank
very
you.
wholesome. Like
Yeah.
you exercise, you drink. You're more of a coffee person than tea person, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Coffee.
same here. Same here.
Yeah. I thought you are a pizza person.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a
Oh.
veggie person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I drink too much coffee, but it was very wholesome. Like you were exercising, then you went to work, or you did work before even going to work. And then you like
yeah, my own. Yeah.
your own
So,
personal work.
like, I always have some things going on around. Like, I feel like I don't. It's so funny because sometimes I feel like I have a lot of time in my hand to do something. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm caught up in so much. Like, I have so many things going around and I have no time at all to do some things for fun. I don't know. And my friends also tease me, like, they never call me. None of my friends call me. It's me who has to call them every time. And I have this one best friend. Whenever we talk, it's always me who calls her. And then I scold her a lot. I ask her, why are you not calling me? Am I not your best friend? Or like I yell at her like anything. Then she's like, I see you as a very busy woman these days, and I feel scared of calling you. So this is her exact word. And I felt so bad because I don't want to be that person who has no time for their family or friends or like, like the close ones. Then we made it a pact where we like once in a 2 week or a month we talk. Yeah, so I don't know. It's very funny. I feel like I have a lot of time, but then I actually don't. But when I say I don't have a time, yang I have, yang I need to do it, 정말. Yeah.
Is it because like you're working for like a few hours a day teaching, all right? But then outside of that, it's like all personal work that you're putting on. You're being self-sufficient. Is
Exactly.
that why?
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that is the exact case because 8 to 4, I have to be at the monastery, except the weekends, right? Then I have my small business that I run from my own, and then I make contents for YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, and everything. And then I'm also working on my next project. So yeah, like I don't know. So I have so many things going on around, but I cannot complain about it to anyone because these are the things that I am doing and I want to do it. No, so yeah, it's quite funny actually to be talking about it like that.
Got it. Can you talk about
Yeah.
your next project yet, or maybe in the future?
Uh Shashra.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Peugeot teammates wanted me to ask you,
Mhm.
what motivates you to wake up at 5 a.m.?
A lot of people has asked me that. I don't know. It has become a habit. I think the motivation stuck to me from 2021, I would say, because during that time, I was in that zone where I wanted to get fitter, I wanted to lose weight, and I did not have a lot of time. So I used to wake up early. I used to do my workouts, exercise, and everything. Then I used to go for my work. Then gradually it became a habit. Now, when it's 5:30, when it hits 6, if I'm in bed, I feel like, oh, it's so late, like. But also I sleep early, like 9:30, 10. I'm already in the bed.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. And
Yeah.
and you've been doing that consistently for like the past 2 years?
Yeah, consistently. Yeah, it's consistent, but some days, like during that time of the month, I skip. I don't exercise at all. Yeah.
Can you explain to me? Because I've never been able to explain to my friends. Like I tell my friends I like waking up early, right? Even though sometimes I don't. I try to wake up early because
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I have more time, right? But then when they tell me, they're like, "Oh, Can you explain to me how do you actually have more time, or how do you feel like you have more time if you wake up early?
Yeah.
Like,
See,
what's the
it's like
benefits? Yeah.
no, I'm not a night owl. I've said this in one of my previous interviews before. I cannot work past 7 or 8 at night. So that means the only time I have is in the morning. So I have to wake up. Yeah. So it's like that. Yeah. I cannot, I don't want to work. I cannot work at night. I cannot function properly at night at all. After this interview, my work for the day is done. I'm just going to bed. Yeah. It's like if you can work at night, like I have some friends who says like they can function better, or they're like whatever they want to do, they do it better at night, so they stay late or something. Then I feel like okay, it's good for their part, but for me, I cannot. Even during exam in college, I was never a night owl. I did not study at all. Back in college, after 10 to max, it could be 11. And yeah, but in the morning, I can. Yeah. So it's like that. Depends upon you if you want to work, like if you can work better in the morning or at night. There is no, I don't think there's a much difference between if you wake up early, you would get more things done compared to if you don't wake up early or something. It's like, how do you function? What time suits you best? Yeah.
Got it. For me, it's like from like 9 to 5 or basically 9 to 6. Sometimes like
Mhm.
I have to go to work, or during the summer I have to go to work because then like internships. But then during the
Mhm.
the rest of the year, it's like 9 to 6 is basically like school
Mm.
time and school work. So outside of that, then I can do like my personal work, the personal projects that I'm working on, or like then I can like exercise, because exercising after work, after a very long day, is very difficult to do,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then
I
like
same here. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I like waking up earlier. Then just you have more time to yourself. Then I can like, you know, if I'm like very disciplined during that time
Mhm.
period, let's say like
Mhm.
weeks or months, right? Because for me it's like cycles. I'm very disciplined. Then it's like, okay, then I have to like travel or something. Then it goes down because I get very tired. Then it's like
Yeah.
all this spirals, right? But when I'm disciplined, I'm very disciplined. Like I'm always reading,
Mhm.
meditating, 아니
Oh.
lüzitsegi 아니 칼라 약보사기 그냥 직 춘지 or 직 종나여라 아니
Uh-huh.
상어토시. So yeah, it's like, and it just goes away. So I have to go back into like, finding it again.
Oh,
Yeah. But you
that's
seem
nice
very
to know.
disciplined though.
I don't know. I cannot say that about myself. I don't think so. Like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because I am a teacher.
Uh
I have Pugulala ko yun na. First, I have to set that example myself, no?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do you enjoy teaching?
Yes, I do. I do. I love it. Um, if I talk about my journey, it was not something I planned. I feel like it's more of a fate because even when I was doing my integrated BA B.Ed course, it's like the teaching profession course here. I did not a BA B.Ed Bachelor of Arts
Uh-huh.
and Bachelor in Education. Yeah,
God.
even when I was doing that, my plan was not to become a teacher, to be very honest. I was like, yeah, I'll do this, and after that, I'll do my master, and yeah, I'll pursue my higher studies and everything. But then I don't know how I got this chance to teach at a nunnery. By doing that, being there made me finally decide that this is what I want to do. This is what I want to continue to do, and not just that. I want to do. I want to teach at like smaller institutions, say like monasteries, nunneries. I'm not saying monasteries are small or something, but like when we talk about modern education system, they are somehow behind our normal schools, Sambuddha school, TCV school, and everything. No, so my plan actually is to be a teacher, and not only that, to be a teacher at a monastery, nunnery, or smaller organizations. Yeah, I want to help, not help. I want to work with this kind of place. I don't want to
Mm.
go to our normal school where we already have a lot of teachers.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is my plan, and yeah, I love
Got it.
teaching. I love engaging with kids. Here the kids here are from different places. Like we have some from Nepal, we have some from the border, China, no, Tibet, China, Nepal border, like Tolpo, Tsumpa, everything. So we have some from Bhutan as well. So we have mixed students, and when I talk to them, they share their experience. Like, I don't know if I can say experience with them, because they are so small. They are like kids now, no? So, but still they share their family thing, like "Gela nga zu nang la dindi yore nga la." Many of them doesn't have parents, like, or they have like single parent or something. So that actually makes me want to be with them even more. I feel like if I go from this place, who would come here to take care of them or things like that? No, so yeah, I always want to be surrounded with a monastic or a smaller organization, educational organization, and things like that.
Got it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, it looks fun, and it looks like you have to like give a lot of energy to like those that
Yeah,
short clips in your videos. Like you have to like basically, I wouldn't say scream, but you have to be very loud with them, and you have to like, read with them and ask them to like
yeah,
repeat.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like it takes a lot of energy. Does it? Or is it like so fulfilling that you don't feel too tired?
It's fun. It's surely very tiring, but when you put your heart into something, I feel like it gets fun. For me, it's fun. Uh, the funny thing is, few days back, minsikang amchiyorwa. So I went to like a modem and she was like, "Kailangan some royal Yes, I said, yeah, Tashidile. She was like, then she checked my nerve and everything, and then she was like, Kila keshita my She was like, ngala lung do stress do lestera. So she was like, try not to scream, try not to be loud. Then I felt so embarrassed at that time. But
Mm,
yeah,
got it.
sometimes yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny.
got it. And then you used to work at a nunnery and but now you work at a
Yes. Now it's a monastery.
monastery.
Monk.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the previous one? Was it Belgupi or
No, it's in Siliguri.
Siliguri?
You know that
Oh,
place?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
nga logic the chaga Masurila there. Masuril
Oh,
there. Ani my Amla side is from Gangdo.
oh, then you must know
Yeah.
Siliguri,
Yeah.
Salugara, and everything. No, do you
Yeah.
speak Nepali?
No.
No, no.
No, my
Do you understand Nepali?
kare kandi kandi la ore. Yeah, kandi
Aligati
kandi le.
mara.
Aligati aligati.
Gumti gumti.
Aligati. Kandi kandi aligati. Yeah.
Gumti roji la ta lagta hai. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
have you
Lochik the Chaga, you have been to Jaga.
my logic I lived in Garaf in Masuri homes.
Oh.
Yeah. So Pusukang I did
Mm-hmm.
here up to Pusukang. So I was born in the US and Pusukang up to Pusukang I did in America. And then first grade 군도 아니 yeah Pusukang lo chaga 아니라 진짜 당보 lo chicks I went in Masuri.
Oh, then
Yeah.
you were here, if I'm not mistaken, you were here in Dharamsala like in last month or like
A few months
a
ago.
month before, a few months ago, no? So
Yeah, 2-3
what
months.
changes have you noticed? Did you see any changes here?
So I've been to Galaf before, like after that fairly often.
Okay.
Like my pala side is in Munkot, so I've been there a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I like Munkot a lot more than Gangdo. My mom doesn't like that.
Okay. South side, and we should
South
sing that
side.
song. I'm also from South.
You're from Belgupi, right?
No? Kollegal.
Kwalagal. Okay. Because at first, until I watched your Pujung Kata interview, I thought you were like born
Tibet.
in Tibet. Yeah.
I'm gonna hear that like from everyone, I guess. Everyone keeps saying that. I don't know why. Everyone is like, even when I tell them like, no, I'm from South, I'm from Kollegal, they're like, no, I cannot believe you. You must be from Tibet. You must be from Tibet. No, so I don't know why. Do I look like I'm from Tibet?
No, Di Marta.
Like no shades. Like,
yeah.
Do I have that face? I feel like I am proper Shijapumo.
Proper Shijapumo.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's the kind of 벽에 찍하셔야 자든서야 그래 그래도 찍하셔야 these 암도이나 감개도여라 this is 쇼교도 어디인서 I don't know.
Oh, so it's the way I speak.
Yeah, it's the way you speak in Tibetan. I mean, it's like fluent, obviously, but then like the pronunciation of like certain words, it's like for like cha, it would be like you use like ja, I think, or like sounds like that. I don't know.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Your parents are in Kollegal as well, or?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
They're also born here in India only. They are also not from Tibet. Yeah.
Do they have those certain pronunciations or no?
No, I don't know if they know our own dialect that much as I do. But maybe I don't know for sure. It's like See, again, I'm not trying to take any sides.
Yeah.
I feel like I should give that disclaimer, but I feel like from wherever place you hail from, your parents hail from, I feel like it's very important for you to know that dialect. Say if you are from Lhasa, I feel like if it would be good for you if you know how to speak proper Lhasa ke.
Yeah.
Same goes with Amdo. If you are from any part of the Amdo, I feel like if you know your own place, it would be like a plus point for you. I belong to Kham, so my parents are from Nangche, and I try to learn as much Nangche dialect as possible, and I try to imbibe that in my own, the way I speak, like you said, like the people notice. No, so I feel like it's important. See, what we are speaking right now is the language I feel like we have made here in exile. Back in Tibet, everyone has their own dialect. Like if you are from Nangchen, you have got your own dialect. If you are from Lhasa, if you are a Turpa, you are from Ngaba, whatever place you belong to, we have our own dialect. So I feel like it's some people say like, oh, you're taking sides, you are being judgmental or whatever. But I feel like from wherever you belong to, you should study or you should learn that dialect. I am very patriotic in that sense, like I want to learn, I want to know about where my parents come from. I want to I want to know where their parents come from and what are the things they do, how do their normal life looks like and everything. No, so yeah, Tibet is like, we are talking about the broader term. So when we say we are from Tibet, obviously we belong to some smaller place. No, so yeah, I try to learn that a lot and try to use those words that I learned along the way. That's why I feel like people think I am from Tibet.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's really good though. Yeah.
And
Where were we before that? Oh yeah. So yeah, my pala is from Monkot, right? And I go to Monkot more because like I rarely go to Gangdo. Like I don't want to go to Gangdo. I go to Monkot because like all the one Momo is there, my family members there. But two, it's like all the gombas. So like I'm like very interested in like Nangju to a
oh,
certain extent. 어디 because
that's great.
yeah, it's like 공부하면서 나와 지익스 땡용이야, and it's like uh I don't know, I love the smell of gomba. I don't know, 자상다 된저 like 상다 된저. It smells so good.
Why do I feel like you're gonna be a monk later on?
I used to want to be a monk, Kinzo. I
Oh
used to
my
want to
god.
monk when I was
Yeah.
younger. When I was like 9, 10 years old, I wanted to be a monk.
And what's your take on that now?
It's different.
Okay.
It's different. My amla didn't send me. My amla Pala was like kinda on board. My amla was like, no, not yet. After college or whatever. Yeah. They wanted me to get that modern education, like you said. Yeah. Yeah.
And then be a monk.
And then maybe be a monk, then have the freedom. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's what do you think? Do you think it's harder to be like a lifetime monk when you're older or when you're younger?
Mm, I don't want to discourage you on that, so
Okay.
I'll keep that opinion to myself. But I have a younger brother. He is 24, 25 right now, and he's doing his acharya, that is equivalent to master degree, and he is actually planning to become a monk after that. So we
Wow.
are still in the talking. Like my father doesn't want him to become a monk, and the only family member that supports him is me, because I work in this kind of place. No, so I feel like whatever you want to do, 25, 26, 27, I don't think it's like you can make your own decision whatever you want to do. No, so he's actually planning to become a monk, and I applaud him for that. Same is the case with you, if you want to do it. Yeah.
My girlfriend wouldn't be happy though.
Oh. So sorry.
Oh yeah. Do you do you feel like it's like
yeah.
do you feel more like spiritual or like um when you're working
Mm,
in like a like monastery or nunnery or
mm-hmm. Um, I don't want to say I'm very spiritual. Like I do the daily rituals that
Mm,
we as a commoner can do. Like I do my daily prayers and do some prostration, go for Korah and things like that. But I don't know if only doing that makes you a spiritual person or not. But the thing is, in my heart and in my mind, I don't want to do anything that would hurt other people. So that is my mantra, like um, even knowingly or unknowingly, I think a lot about what my action would um, imply on another person. If this is going to hurt another person, I won't do it. And this is what actually my boyfriend scold me a lot. You don't have to think about everyone, he says. Like if you feel something, you do it, even if that is going to hurt one or two people. But I don't want to go that path. I want to like go away from that side as much as I can. So yeah, as much as we go on the spiritual path, this is the only thing that I keep myself reminded of, and I
mm,
end the daily prayer thing. Other than that, I am not very
mm,
much into the text and the higher, like
right.
I don't even meditate like you do.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't meditate that frequently, but I know like when I do, I feel so much better. Like, like,
that's great. Yeah.
like my concentration for the rest of the day, like just 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or 20, 30 minutes, at
Mm-hmm.
most 30 minutes, like the first like few minutes, like,
Mm-hmm.
I do mindfulness where I just like focus on my breath in and out. Just
Mm-hmm.
doing that alone for the rest of my day, my concentration when I'm doing my work, it's like 100% better, like twice as good. Like I'm like I get more work done than I
Mm-hmm.
would in that hour if I didn't do it. And then like when I'm feeling tired or whatever, because I did my 닝제 고메아카를 전주섬
Mm-hmm.
고메, like I like visualize like when I visualize like um all of these, like let's say there's like flooding in Libya right now, right? And like I
Mm-hmm.
think about that, or then
Mm-hmm.
먼저 산해질라 하와이 산해질라 이런 매망고쇼르다 어디 삼었다
Mm-hmm.
or then 먼저 경제 cutting jet 삼었다. Then there's like so much emotion inside me. Naturally, I'm a very like emotionally person, like good positively
Mm-hmm.
and negatively, but then I have that like
Yeah.
energy inside of me that I like use throughout the day. So when I'm like tired, it's like I
Mm-hmm.
don't I remember it more. I'm like, oh, let's get back to work now to do like okay. It's like okay, don't like okay, you wasted
Mm-hmm.
enough time right now, then let's go back to work now. Or you that's a long enough break. Let's go back to work. So it like helps me with that sense. It's like very practical for me, and I feel so much better. And like it's weird sometimes when there's a little bit of anxiety, like let's say there's a
Mm-hmm.
deadline or whatever, then you're like
Mm-hmm.
you can work, right? When there's a little bit of anxiety, you're more productive. But then when you're in your happiest state, I think you're the most productive. Yeah,
Yeah, true.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think for me it's like very practical. It's not even like just about like being like religious or like being like trying to hold on to like the tradition. It's more about like it helps
Mm-hmm.
my life so much. Yeah,
It's so good to hear that a young guy like yourself meditates, and it is that it is helping you,
yeah, yeah.
because I don't think we have a lot of people who meditates, first of all, then to know that it is helping us.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah.
it's like it's like for me it's like I know I should eat good food, but then like sometimes like there's like all those fast foods out
Yeah.
there, and like you just sometimes like, eat the fast food. Then the door just like I know
Uh-huh.
like meditating will help me so much, but then it's like so hard to like do the right thing sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
let me ask you, I think I saw a video where like you were leaving the nunnery in
Yeah.
Siliguri, and
Mm.
then all of these young nuns were like, I think some of them were crying. And then
Yeah, they were.
were you expecting that? Like, were you thinking, oh, they will be a little bit sad, or like like what were your feelings and thoughts when you saw that?
So they knew that I was gonna go, but they didn't know when I was gonna go. But like 2 or 3 days before, I told them like this is the date I am leaving, and I felt like they won't be happy about it because they used to tell me a lot like, Kela, we heard you are leaving. Kela, dream back. Kela, don't go. So I used to like, "Kyo Mare, I'm not going. I'm not going." I just used to say that. But when I was actually going to leave, they started seeing me off with Khada and everything, and then they cried. A colleague of mine shot that clip, that video. I could not even look at any of the anis there because I was like, I am not gonna cry. I don't want to cry in front of my kids. So I actually did not look at anyone's eyes. I
Mm.
like I saw they were crying, they were weeping, but I couldn't look at any one of them. And even when I think about it, I feel like, oh, during that time, if I had looked to any single nun, I would have cried. Like I cannot say I wasn't expecting that, but in my heart, I was like, they will feel bad because we shared that bond where I am not only their teacher, I was also like, I was giving them that sisterly vibe where they can come to my room and we can talk about anything. I used to talk to them about life outside Gomba, how a girl should be or whatever. The things that I know, I used to tell them because it's very important for them because it's like even if you are staying at the nunnery or not, there are some things in life that we as a girl, as a woman should know. So yeah, we shared that bond, and not only the kids but the elder ones, they also cried, and it was sort of very emotional. Yeah.
But in that moment, or like maybe like afterwards, did you feel like, I don't know, proud? I know you're very humble and you try to stay humble, but like, do you feel proud? Like, oh, like this is like maybe the impact that it may have.
I don't know. I feel now what I feel good about is right now they have some other teachers, and whoever comes, I feel like I have laid some basic foundation, like they don't have to struggle as much as I did, because when I first joined there, I did not speak a word of Nepali. They did not know Tibetan at all. So it was very difficult for us to come to a single language where we can communicate. Then now, when I was leaving, everything was set, like the textbook, the curriculum, the courses, everything was fixed. So the next teachers won't have that much of problem as I faced in my initial phase. So I feel good about that. Other than that, I don't know if I should say like I feel proud of making them who they are or whatever
Mm.
that is.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. I had some great memories with the nuns. We danced, we sang, we played, we cried, we did everything in that 4.5 years. Yeah.
Mm.
Right now it's very different, like now I'm at a monastery. So how like these small monks behave and how those small nuns used to behave, it's very different.
Tell
Guys
us
are
about the
very different.
differences.
Yeah.
Tell us about the difference.
Guys are and they are very stubborn, like when it's small girls, if I scold them, they would listen and they won't repeat it. Here the guys, if I tell them to not to do anything, if I say suppose like why machia lira, they'll say that back to me. Why machia? Yeah. And I what I noticed is now they used to tease me with saying so I used to say everybody, everyone. Now whenever I enter the class, the smaller ones, they say everybody, everybody. So they keep teasing me like that. Yeah. So in a way, guys are, like these small boys are they are not as much afraid as the girls are. Study
Mm.
wise, they are all equal. It's just that we have to polish them, nurture them. Yeah, behavior wise, guys are very stubborn. Even when I ask them to get their say, the rope, they will like, Kela, how say do? Kela, saying granny. Girls don't say that a lot. If I say something to any nun, they would be like lasso, or else they will cry. Yeah.
Does that stubbornness and bravery translate into classroom participation? Like are they more in is there a difference in engagement, like where like the boys like raise their hand more, or like like, when you ask them a question, do they answer more,
Yeah.
or do you like what's the difference like that in the classroom?
On this part, I have to give it to the boys because they are more,
Oh.
they participate more. Yeah. Why are you being so proud of that?
No.
Yeah, guys are more active. They don't shy out from answering anything or coming on the board, speaking out or anything like that. With nuns, they usually, I don't know why, but they, even when we are all girls, they still feel shy of speaking out, standing, being confident, and everything. Guys are more better at that thing, even when it's uh, being mischievous or being disciplined or being good at study, whatever that is. They are, I think, they do little better. I don't know why that difference is there, but maybe later on as it goes, I would figure that out, but I
Yeah.
don't have the answer right now.
Got it. And then
Yeah.
when like you said that like all your students right now, they're like from like different like parts of like India, Nepal
Mm-hmm.
border. So like some of them might speak Nepali, some of them like are from the Himachal, other Himachal areas. Like
Mm-hmm.
how do you even like start with them, like with like to like you said like with Anis now, they have like one foundation where you can learn
Yeah.
English, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
if they don't know how to speak Tibetan, how do you like how do you start off the classroom?
Yeah, so here when I joined, most of them speaks good Tibetan. Their Tibetan is not that much of an issue. Back then when I started, we did not learn English at all. For the first 4 5 months, we learned all sorts of Tibetan nursery songs. We learned Kaga Kanga, we learned Tibetan national anthem, and everything that would help them to speak Tibetan. And I made it a point where if someone speaks in Nepali in my class, they would get punishment. They would not get to see or watch movies during the weekend. So they try, and then first when we I felt like when we have come to a point where everyone can understand enough Tibetan, then we started learning English. Here I immediately started English because here the students, the kids, they know enough Tibetan to communicate with them. Yeah.
Interesting.
And during that journey, I also learned a little bit of Nepali. Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Have you been to Nepal?
Yeah, I've been to Nepal, I think, thrice. First time I went, an organization invited me. They wanted me to give a workshop, 14-day intensive grammar workshop to their students. Second time, I went, I think it was with my mother. I took her for a pilgrimage in Nepal because she has never been outside India. So Nepal feels like an international country for us. So yeah, we went there. And then third time I just revisited the place. It was all during last year. This year, yeah, just
Do,
here at Sopema.
have you been do you get invited a lot to travel and stuff like through because of like
Uh,
your content
uh,
creation, or no?
No, not a lot, to be very honest. That was my first. I think that was my first time. Yeah, I think that was the first, and that was the only one I've been on a work trip. Uh, Last year, another institution from Ladakh. We also talked a bit about me going there, giving their kids a workshop, but that did not happen, unfortunately. And then we sort of went on to our own directions, and I couldn't go there. I really wanted to go to that workshop, that place in Ladakh, but that did not happen. So right now I'm here. I don't know where else. Now when I think about it, I was called from Mongot also. I could not go there. So when I think about it, some organizations have invited me, but I couldn't go except the Nepal organization. Yeah.
Got it. Have you been to Ladakh?
No, I
No?
really want to go there.
You
Yeah.
should go. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Like absolutely
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I've never been to Tibet, so I feel like it's the closest thing. Like that is
Many
the
people
only
say that thing.
that's the only place where I've seen both like the sun and the moon
Mhm.
at the same time in the sky, like because the sky is so clear.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And then for your content creation, you've been doing it for like 3 years now.
Yeah, 3-4 years.
What's the demographic like for your audience?
So it's a mix, I would say. From like first I want to talk about the age, right?
Yeah.
So the main people that focus, like from YouTube, what they have given the analytics is from 18 to I think 35 or 45 is the age limit where they watch a lot of my videos. And then country wise, I would say India, Nepal, these are the top two. And from France, Canada, US, only these 4-5 countries. Asian country in the Rojirisha.
Oh, interesting. Because I personally thought it would be a little bit older. Because
Yeah.
that's very young demographic.
Ngayang autism star. But recently I checked and it was showing that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. How many videos have you put out?
I don't even remember. I don't know. I don't keep counts. I don't know. Maybe it would have more than 100 videos for sure, but I don't know the exact number. Yeah.
Is it difficult for you to put out content now? Because like you've like touched upon like all the big grammar stuff already. Like what's your work process? Yeah.
Sometimes it's get little stressful. Not in terms of what I wanna like film, what content do I wanna put out. It's like, as I said, I have a lot of things going on around, so I don't get to give that dedicated time as I used to do before. I cannot, like, I don't know why, but I am not very consistent with putting out videos on YouTube as I was before launching my books, puzzles, and everything. Right now, I take online classes. I run a small business. I am also posting videos, and and I'm also working at a compa. So because of all these things, I feel like the contents that I make on YouTube, it's little lacking behind. But I try to remind myself of doing it consistently, because this is from where I started, and I want to earning wise, to be very honest, I don't earn I would say I earn nothing from YouTube. But this is the point where I started. This is the place where people started appreciating me. So I don't want to lose this track. That's why I keep like telling myself to put out videos on YouTube. I have a lot of other sources where I am doing enough okay sort of thing. But this is the place where I started, and I love putting videos on YouTube. That's why I keep doing it. And these days, because of like all these things are going on, and I sometimes get very stressed about the works that I do. I don't I cannot keep myself that consistent on YouTube. But my goal is to come back on this track, be consistent, put out more videos, better videos, because yeah, it's like that. Yeah, I wanted to actually ask you something. So you also put videos on YouTube. What do you think would help a content creator on YouTube? Like, what would help them grow? Do you think it's content or being relevant with the audience? What do you think? I'm very confused between the two.
Because I was gonna ask you the same thing. How do you get
Yeah.
30,000 subscribers, right? That's crazy to me. But
Yeah.
like, is your plan to, like, when you come back, when you're a little like more consistent, is it to do the same type of videos, or do you want to do a little bit more differently? Because like
Mm,
your like most recent videos, like obviously you know this better than I do. So your most recent videos, like from it's just like views, not engagement, because like
mm,
maybe like one video could get less views, but then like the watch time could be higher or whatever, more subscribers, more
mm,
comments, whatever. So
yeah.
like just on views, like the Bakla Rinpoche and your day in life
Mm,
were the most
yeah.
popular, right?
Those two video did well.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
what's your plan when you come back? Do you want to do like the same, like do you want to like just teach English, or you want like teaching English? That's like super creative to me. Like
Yeah.
you did like a Bakla Rinpoche one, you did like a Chimilhama one. Those are like super,
Yeah.
and like it's
Mm,
practical too, because it's like
mm,
people speaking, right? And then you're just like analyzing that, and like that's like much more practical, and that
mm.
is real life, right? So I think that was super creative. But like, yeah, what are your kind of plans, I guess?
Um, for this channel, I want to keep this as it is, like meaning I want to make everything that is relevant to learning English, teaching English, be it for beginners, intermediate, or kids. Uh, the thing that I lag behind is making videos that are like where you just have to talk, where you just have to show your personality, or like who you are, what do you do. uh those kind of videos are very hard for me to film.
Mm,
I don't know if today, if I like put out my camera and see today I got this and it's good, it's quirky, I cannot do that at all.
mm,
But maybe some months back I was thinking of like creating another channel. I am very much into like one, that I told you that I like podcast, but I don't think I'm a good host to be starting my own podcast channel. But other than that, what I am interested is, do you know that content where they speak about like informations that are related to what do you call that channel? I forgot. The recent events like the ones do you know Dhruv Rathi?
no.
No. So it's like like an informational channel where you talk about recent events, what is happening, you talk about certain people, why they behave like that. Yeah, so I wanted to open up another channel where I talk about all those things. So it's like very much related to education, but it's not just English. It's about what is happening recently with around us. But
Mm,
then I dropped that idea because I cannot focus on two channels at one time. I have to make videos here, and if I do that, I feel like if someone does that, it would also be a very successful or a hit channel where you like do good editing, where you speak well, where you give the informations, like whatever facts you want to give out. That kind of channel I am also like, the one I mentioned, no, Dhruv Rathi. There are a lot in India, like Nitish Rajput, something like that. So yeah, that is a kind of content I am very much into. But on this channel, the one that I have right now, Learn English with Kizom, it's only dedicated for the beginners, the kids, and whatever things, the whatever content I'm putting out right now, it's just gonna be
mm,
like this. And sometimes, like once in a blue moon sort of a thing, I do extra thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I'm thinking about it a little bit, your superpower, your strength is your personality though. Like 100%. When like and then I've seen some like other tawas and other people like try to teach English, right? Try to teach English like from Tibetan, but it's not as engaging at all, right? Because they're very it's very bland, right? They're monotone like this, like monotone like this, right? Or they're like facial expressions, right? I'm not saying it's like they're angry at us, but then it's like they're very still, right? It's like it's like yeah, and I think you're like always happy, like you're moving your head back and forth, or you're moving like whatever like pen or like whatever like a book you have in your hand, and then you're like I said, you're smiling and your tonations like up and down, like when you need to, right? I think that all adds to your like personality, um, uh, and I think that's your superpower, and I think if like slowly if you get comfortable enough to like um share that, then yeah, I think that I think any channel you start would be good. Yeah.
Let's see.
And then maybe
Well, that's for 2024.
maybe you, I don't know, maybe you teach Tibetan as well. Have you thought about that? No.
No, not at all. Because
No.
the way I speak and the way I write, it's totally different. My spellings, like, you'll not believe if I say that. My spelling, it's not that great. The way I speak, it's like I have to give a lot of credits to the Tibetan. I mentioned this in one of my previous video, like interview as well. Like I watch a lot of Tibetan drama series, and whatever things they say that I don't know, or whatever word that say that I like, I used to note that down on my phone and then use it. So that's how my spoken Tibetan improved. In terms of writing, I don't think it's as good as it needs to be to become a teacher. But people say, I've got some comments where they say like their Tibetan got improved because of my videos. They know English, and because they watch my videos, they get to learn Tibetan. And I think if people are in one way or the other learning a language, then that is the whole point of me starting the channel, no? So yeah. But I've never given it a thought of starting my own Tibetan teaching channel. Yeah.
My reason is because I know like, and this is like the reasons why my friends and I started Pija is because like I mentioned this to you I think in our previous call, like all these big news organizations, like everything's in like Tibetan and very high level Tibetan. So Tibetan kids who grew up in the West, they don't. It's like it's a barrier for them, right? And it's like even if they try for like a minute or two, it's like not engaging to them, right? Of course, they need to make this effort on their own, but like we want to make it easy as possible because if you don't know the information or like the news, it's very hard to stay engaged in the Tibetan community, right? So like we wanted to like first we did a newsletter, but then a newsletter is very hard to grow and it's very hard to put on like social media. So it's easier to make like video content. So that's why we switched over to switch to podcasts. Yeah. So that's why I was saying like there's like in like a lot of Tibetan kids here. So we have like Sanju Lapta, so Tibetan class on Sundays only, right? And I think almost every big city with a lot of Tibetan people have that Sanju Lapta. Some of them are longer. I know like in some states they go from like morning until like afternoon. Ours is only 2 hours per week. But then outside of that, right, there's like once you so that's only for like until high school. So from like let's say like kindergarten to up until high school. So after you go to college, right? Unless you go to a college with so unless you go to a college where they teach Tibetan, right? My university teaches Tibetan. Or you have connections to like a gela or something. It's so hard to learn Tibetan. because it's very hard to like teach yourself, right? There's not like if
Right.
it's like guitar or something, there's videos out there you can like watch or whatever, or there's apps out there for obviously to learn Tibetan. It's very difficult and in an engaging manner. There's like
Yeah.
people who teach Tibetan, but then it's like they're very like not entertaining or not engaging. So I know a lot of Tibetans, like young Tibetans, want to learn Tibetan, but then that barrier is so high. They rather learn French or they rather learn Chinese because they seem more practical. So yeah, that's my thought. Yeah, like a lot of Tibetans want to learn Tibetan though. Yeah, here, which is a good thing.
As far as spoken Tibetan goes, I feel like watching movies made in Tibet, that would help us a lot. I improved mine like that only. Like my friends back in Shija, they also tease me a lot. Like the way you speak, you don't sound like us. And I keep correcting them. Like if they say something in Hindi, I would say no. The Tibetan term is this, and sometimes they get bored of me. But I feel like when you yang kasih sigla India yang duara, pepatemu taya nyobedo. Ani tinte neta like I cannot say anything. Ini yang when once you get the hang of watching Tibetan drama or movie, whatever it is, enjoy Cheo Regina. I feel like you learn a lot of term, word that you can use in your everyday life. Like for Tsewa la yodi nganzuki changmagi hagura tsewa la de gora ineya. The better term would be tsedung dule the nyingjamuda. We don't use this word. The lewang la your feet someone lere la de yeah. So watching Tibetan movies would help you a lot in terms of your spoken English, but I don't know how far would it go with your writing, spelling, and reading.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, but like when like suppose tanganyi dus keja didi sambola, I feel like you are very close to Tibet or Tibet community or our struggles, our issues, and everything. Is this feeling mutual or same with everyone there in America, or it differs? Like, what do you think? I really want to know.
Yeah.
Your or the people there's perspective, because sometimes I feel like no, the people staying abroad have a lot of but then sometimes I feel like no, everyone must be very busy with their life. They have to earn their living, they have to pay their bills, so no one really thinks about our issues and like pill and something here. But when I talk to you, I feel like you are very you're even closer to Tibet than I am. So do you think it's the but which is a good thing, Ra? So do you think it's the same with everyone there?
So, like, obviously, I can't speak for everyone, but my general assumption, number one, I would say that I feel very far from Tibet. Like, like a Tibetan community, like that's different. But then Tibet, I feel super far away. Like, there's some organizations that work in Tibet here in the US, right? And when I talk to them, I'm like, wow, right? Or I've like Tibetan or like we have Tibetan teachers here, right? At my university, they're all like Gopse, they're all like Gopse, and they've been to Tibet. They've been like they know like all the small provinces in Tibet, and like they've seen it. They studied there, they studied Buddhism, and they know all these different like like they're like full like Buddhist and like full like Tibetan. It's like I feel super far away because like life like Tibetan life in India is something I've been exposed to, right? But not Tibetans in Tibet, and I feel super far away when I've only seen like a few pictures, and I do feel very far away from like Tibet. When I hear all these stories, or I watch movies that are directed by Tibetans in Tibet, or I listen to like their music, I'm like, wow, this is like really like really cool. There's like different organizations. Have you heard of Machik?
Yeah, Machik.
Yeah. When anytime I go to a Machik, I'm like, wow, like my brain hurts because I'm thinking so much. It's like like one, because I'm exposed to something that came from Tibet, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
but then secondly, it's like everything that comes out of Tibet, it's like very thought-provoking. Some of the like it's very artistic. So I do feel far away from Tibet. But then when I get close to these organizations, I feel a little bit closer. But then
Mm-hmm.
the same thing happens um when I go to India, then I come back. Like in our most recent episode, we had an episode with this lady named Bema Sherpa. I'm not sure if you've seen the episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I watched it.
You
Yeah.
watched it. My
Mm-hmm.
my last one of my last questions was like I just came back from India, right? That was
Mm-hmm.
that was for the meeting, the international conference. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
think 1 or 2 days before the meeting ended, there was like ngamda, there was like anxiety inside of me because I'm like, oh man, then now I have to go back to Ari, now I have to like to do all the work again, and
Oh.
because like, India just feels so much more peaceful to me. It's just like slow down. I just like think better. I have to sleep less, right? Which is I think is a
Mm-hmm.
good sign. When you have to sleep too much, I don't think that's a good sign, right? It means you're tired mentally, spiritually, emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
physically. Yeah. Um, so like when I come back here, I feel like I forget that how far away I feel from my Tibetan community. But when I'm in India, I realize how far away I am, right? Because you're so
Mm-hmm.
busy here. Like
Right.
you're very busy in India,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you know, I think it's similar to here. Like people are just doing their own thing. Like they have to go to school at 9 to 5. Then they have to take care of like errands, go grocery shopping, clean the
Right.
house, whatever. They might have to play they might play sports. They might do like they might be in 1 or 2 organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they have to think about their career as well, right? It's very
No, it's mm.
like America's super, it's a really good country, and I feel patriotic to America, right? Like, I am a Tibetan American, ra. And
Mm. Mm.
I've voted in every election that I can since I was 18 years old, right? Small district, a local district, or like federal level. I feel very grateful, but then it's very economically driven, I think. And then it's like always like for me,
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes feel like, okay, now I have this internship. Now I have to find this other internship. Now I have to find a full-time job, right? And then like getting those internships, right? It's like very competitive, right? Even though I
Sorry.
go to a decent school, like it's not Harvard or anything, but it's a good school. Um, and it's still competitive. I have to like for a few jobs, I have to apply to 100 applications, right? Then I have to do interviews for
Mm-hmm.
that. So it's like very time consuming. Then you have to like study for those interviews. So unless you have like yeah, it's very, so what I'm saying is very difficult for like kids here
Mm-hmm.
to like be
Right.
engaged within their community. Yeah. Um, I think all of them have the deep desire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right.
and if they don't have the deep desire when they're like young, they get it when
Mm.
they're older for sure. Like I
Mm.
I taught in my local Sunday school. I volunteered as a teacher for 2 years during COVID. And my number one goal was I had two goals. Number one was to build a good relationship with Tibetan and them. Because I've seen in my own class when I went through the school, there
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of the students were forced by their parents, like dore dore ra, because once you
Mm-hmm.
get in high school, you get so busy. You have sports, then you have to study for high school, then you have to prep for college. Then like they
Mm.
don't want to go because they see it as a burden to go to Tibetan school. Um, but then
Right.
then it's like always forced, right? Then they have this bad relationship with Tibetan. So my
Mm.
main thing was to create a good relationship with Tibetan for these young kids. They're like 4, 5, 6 years old, right? So like
Mm.
even though class was supposed to be 2 hours, right? Because it was on Zoom, I made it an hour and a half. But then like sometimes if I felt like they were very tired, they were disengaged, I wouldn't force it upon them. Then I was like I would like
Mm.
say, okay, it's been an hour. Let's be done for today. Like let's work harder next week. Kaina era. And then make it fun for them.
Mm.
Like I do like points or I do like games, all in Tibetan. And then I show them like movies, like there's cartoons and like 그래 박바도 오직도다.
아구박바.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like that. Yeah, they like that type of stuff, right? They're like 아구박바, and yeah, and that was one thing. And then second thing that was my goal was to teach them. I'm not sure you know social emotional ethic learning, C learning.
C learning, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of C learning. It's like incredible. It's I think you mentioned this in one of your interviews, like student oriented versus teacher oriented. C learning is the closest student oriented thing that I have found. Like all the examples or the stories are like, you know, small animals, right? Because kids relate to animals somehow, right? For some reason. If it's like kawa, then like kids in like America, they have never seen a kawa in their life. And there's no kawas in their house. They don't make that connection. So seeing is amazing, and like it teaches them like even like teaches them like vocabularies. Compassion 책도 아닌데 벽에나 교란 닝제라니 랍라 닝제만 불러라. 혼자이 파마든 살레도 닝제라는 가르스는 여라 아니라 덴젤라는 여라 책디 먼저 인지게나 interdependence 여라. denzo yo chik de mangje pama mangje shingi me girda he denzo labe kuga braj ne yora. It's like yeah, I think C learning is like yeah, it's like super helpful, and I think that's the most important thing, to build that relationship like with the Tibetan community, with the Tibetans at a young age, but positive relationship. And so when they grow older, they will want to seek the Tibetan community, because a lot of Tibetans nowadays, they either think, oh, Tibetan community is small, and like you said, there's a lot of like negative news out there here and there, right? Sometimes we tend to gossip, and they see that, and it's unattractive for these young people, right? What I had the privilege of is that my pala used to be a monk. Namgi Chazangnima. So 춘준에 여라 랍길 춘준에 같은 게 부도마마세 라 아니라 디 경고름제다란 경고시 ngo주도치 자 아니 디 반델하모 낸데선이라 아니 주마도 쓰여다 반델하모여라 경고름시 보디가드제라니라 인데라 부 춘제 값이야 이게도 and then back when I was young, in America, I think the parents thought was that, okay, Tibetan we can learn anytime, right? But then it's super important to learn English, because then they will fall behind in their classes, right? Now I think it's the opposite. They're like, only Tibetan in the house, right? 되게 맛있게 조금만 나라라 아니라 돈은 슈치기도 등사 교화도셔라. Even during that time, my parents 오늘 nga getting chumbu peinda 갖고 빼 총사 갸 당대가 무슨 나는 죽부지 가이나 여라. But then I was super grateful because they sent me to that. because 박자도 오직샤사 로직대 차가나 벽이 신기한데 믹스인디케 요마르다. But then you leave that, you know, feeling that, oh, I am Tibetan. When you're small, when you hear all these stories from like, you know, Tibetans from Tibetan, like, you know, how they struggled, how, you know, some of them had frostbite from, you know, tracking, you know, Himalayan mountains. Like when you're little, you're like, whoa, is this real or not? But then when you grow older, you're like, there's a different perspective. I'm like, oh my, I have to work hard. You know, there's all these kids out there, in Tibetans in Tibet still struggling. So I have that feeling. I want to do something, and my friends that I've surrounded myself with, which is super important as well, they have a mutual feeling as well. So I think there's a lot of us out there, and a lot of us want to, but they don't know what to do, or they get very busy with, you know, life in America. So it's very difficult. So we're here to make it easier for them. We wanted to show them. That was like, I think the whole point of Pija. It's like, we're very small right now. It was nothing compared to like you or, you know, Pujungata, you know, our following is very small. But then I think, you know, we want to like show like what you have done. We'll show like, you know, what Bima Sherpa has done, you know, in their life. And like, I think that's an inspiration, because you guys have all like serving one way or another for the Tibetan community, right? There's some element of service. Number this is your, and that's a long answer.
10 marks ka answer
that's very long. I don't know. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not indeed short and sweet, but it was very informative. Yeah.
Before we hop off, I want to like last thing I want to talk about is like your business side, because I'm like very interested in like entrepreneurship and business. Could you like explain to our audience what your business is, what the different products you have?
Mm-hmm. So I usually make educational toy like puzzle, and I'm planning to make more. And I have also made some worksheets. So these are some of the things that I have made. These are actually out of stock. This is like the flap book.
Mm.
So these are all the naming words, the ones that a kid should know at the very beginning. Like this is the worksheet that I was talking about. Then I've also made like the latest launch is the puzzles that I have right behind me. My small business includes things that would help kids to, like, maybe sort of fall in love with learning Tibetan and English language. And for that I am trying my best to make whatever things that would help them to like keep them engaged in learning that language, especially like the puzzle. This is the first educational toy that I have made. It's not, I don't know if I can say that a toy or not, but these are the things that would, I think, help kids like to keep them engaged in learning. Initially I was just thinking of making everything related to English, since I'm an English teacher, but then I got a lot of feedbacks like Tibetans abroad, or even in India for that matter, they want things that are related to Tibetan language, because we have a very limited resources as to give to our kids. Like even during birthdays or whatever occasion we have, we would buy things from like in market, and we would give them things, everything that is in English or Hindi or whatever another language, but it would help them a lot for their kids if I can make something in Tibetan. So that was their point, and I wanted to have anything that I would make in English. So then I thought, if I can make both of them in one thing, that would be even better. So that was my whole point, and then I started with books. Now I have come to puzzles. The next project, I feel like that would be my personal, like my own biggest project. I am right now I'm working on it. I'm yet to finish all the drafts, but I'm working on it. I am making a learning kit. Like this is our textbook, right?
Yeah.
This is our textbook. So if you don't want to use this textbook, what is the other way? So for that I am making a learning box where you will get everything that you would need to teach your kid at the very beginning, leaving the textbook aside. So yeah, some parts are done, some are not, and I'm still working on it. And I want to grow my business as well, because these are the things that not a lot of people do in our community. And yeah, me, I won't say I'm the first one to do it, but as a content creator, and to do this, to showcase what I can do through my videos using my platform, I feel like if this will inspire or like make others think about their own journey, what they can contribute to our society, or for their own personal business for that matter, I think it would be sort of an example where I can like say, if you are a content creator or you have an audience, and if you have a passion where you want to make something, sell something, you can also do that. It's not very hard, but yeah, this is my this is what I believe in. In terms of what I sell, what my business is, this is basically everything that is related to like things that would help kids, not only the kids, but like the elder ones also, the beginners who wants to learn Tibetan or English. I want to put out as many resources as I can for them, and in return, if that is helping me financially, I feel like that's the win-win situation.
Yep.
Right now my goal is not to earn profits from like when I say profit, I am not, like, my aim is not to earn like a big amount or something. my margins are very, very, very low. I cannot tell you the exact number, but like it's very low, because right now what I want to create is, I want to create an like I want to make people know that I am here and I'm working on this kind of thing. If you want something for your kids that would help them learn Tibetan and English language, maybe you can contact me, and I might have some things for your kids. So later on, as I grow, I also want to grow my business and want to take it to a bigger scale. So let's hope everything goes well. Yeah.
Have you been like seeing like an increase in demand? Because you've like sold out a lot of things, right?
Yeah, the demands are good. People are supporting, but still, if I can make it any bigger, make it grow bigger, I think it would only help me to put out more stuffs later on. Because and demands are good. Everything is like, so far everything's been going good. The only problem that I face is, I live in Sopema. Here the international shipping, the process is very difficult. So recently I've started partnering up with an e-commerce website based in Bailokopi. So they're going to help me sell my products outside, and we are gonna make it available from next Monday, I think, or whenever he says. And it over.
So you have to ship from Tobemo to Belekupi first?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then you've made a lot of soft copy things, right? Are those?
Those are all in English. Those are all English materials, and I give them, or whoever asks me, I give them free of cost.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen like slowly in like my own Washington DC community, families are starting to buy like these flashcards or like stuff like that to like teach kids Tibetan. So I think there's a big demand. There is gonna be a big demand for.
Kachin lang an suji so nang lo di puik ta tinte rangi the pula labe jangai roj la ora. You're limited to the some shops to laura chungang khashes chigi ingo rosta, like kisi chikpa chikyang. See, even if it's puzzle chikpa chikyang ine organization ine re chongba imba ine re mini sumgi chichogu yo marela. It's nothing like that. Gyana imba ine companies textbook yore, I mean like notebook yore, but different companies make their own notebook. And it was la khasu manga yona, and like it would help our kids. I feel like more people should come out, go into this line and try their koranzo khari chingi tugiyo pa da chitugiyo pa la di chitu origina. I feel like it would help our kids. Ta ngarangi padla, I am solely doing this on my own, and I want to do this as long as I can. Diang chikbuchik ra enderojik.
The 가수의 망아 윤에 징예라 가수 망아 윤에 뉴게게 요마라 즉 파주의 야르게 마시도 우마라 디 랑싱기 가수 그런 거 컴피티션 나나라
I feel like 케어머리 somg도
야고래 윤나야 개며 조금 많이 보지 야고라 망아 가수 망아 윤나 아니 딜 직시 큐스 디싱 또 잔즈 디 믹스 디 또 가서 시리를 온다 눈전에 록대변의 망보 통고라 Yeah, the business the puzzle do in the yeah flashcard可能应州的你 soft copy 可是有了通的，但是什么可能个 student oriented 当然了，你们录制这个的录制谈的样子，你们平时的 logic 你谈上去了，第多呢个什么可能个这个什么 student oriented 都有了学下来，这就说什么的，你看的什么看的当个的。可是개개는 망보식이라 로 망보 개개인 셉슈슈요라 이내야 student oriented 디스야 하고 싶다.
All my 20s, like till now, I have been with the kids only. So I feel like I, in a way, understand how they think, how they want to be taught, how they want to learn. And whatever I make, like before putting out to the general public in the market, I get approval from them. I make them practice, I make them do it. And if I get that expression like, oh, they are enjoying it, this is something they are liking it, then I feel like, okay, now this is what I wanna master it and make it to a perfection. Yeah.
Got it. Got
And
it.
it was
아니 원래 아니 just from which it's true the product tester 그래.
Dear. The secret someone that he must feel
Got
Martha.
it. 아니
Yeah.
쇠자된서 간디스 teach word like 간디스
I
되었지 다
contact
고주단데 고주단데
Thangbo, I create all the PDFs materials ngarangi khari koyo ledger. Then then I contact with the manufacturer ni sumchigla. I have 2-3 contacts based in Delhi. Ani I ask all of them like the prices, the material, the cost, and everything. And then I take samples ra kunduram ni sample ne ani price lapawe whatever sample I like, whatever the sample chikpuche marisha. I feel I go with the person. The misumla if I have had a meeting ra kundusumga ginga dinamlo la kurang sugi understanding kaju actually chisha ledger because it's not Hindi, it's not English chikpuche marwa and pyik lati kunsuki gogor chung marwa. So that's why it's very important for me for them to understand what I am trying to say and what I want this product to be like. Ani otiki milayanta ani pricing the sangma landed oji party sample ta ani jela finalized oji tene roji.
아니 remote 해야 된다 상마?
I do it on my own. They lelho irtharingi ki tushin lashne diksar nga pat kora thanda changmarwa. Penasashana if this is digangla into yo painara. I don't make all the drawings like this. The things on the agurwa tuje the internet garin chemburwa the kizikirang la chishe origina you can do anything like jura tanga what detail kan the language ra kenzo charuzra you got it right go tisa ine rotinde because ngi ngarang sabno khajutangi yo bato yang remo ikam ki yabume ane I've just learned the karang anjugi tanga graphic designing din so shine chasa story in this I'm not very good with that but khandi koyo logic it's very clear in my mind ane odigi ende do shine so roshti gorda basically I do everything on my own from the paper from the print from like the design the packaging the box the changmal so roshti
항상 해야 돼 오늘 항상 해야 돼 두스 망보 고르기 그라 프로젝트 직 고네 고부도 딕돼
and it was reshu I told you no that I've started working on a project and the good thing is I work for myself. I have no one to like boast me for anything so Suzuki kadutong usamna yan tigore ledger and I make it a point like okay tawat din nang lo padula nga project this hawa chain ledger so right now I'm working on my next project. I am planning to launch that during Losar. Ladu Sambula, I have good amount of time and di kimala I split everything whatever I want to do ledger ano otiki I don't feel very hectic dojinga chorgumindu kajanana thujo dile dibadu chachawa chai during that time I'll be sending that into the production like you the to stojora and I rojire thangbone otiki time limit di so set chisha you rojora and I rojire
나도 항상 그다 like 너서 타랑 부시라 말아 나와 가서래 나와 nga tuksra
ama
항상 했다
da ne da mangbura
망부르서 나서도 여라 항상 그다 근데 먼저들 여라 망부배 고르기래 인데 프로젝트 오세요 나 단다 여라 배자 무게를 나가시게 룩주 여라 구주스 여라 퀸동네
wow
단다 여라 약부신 정보 말다
과거 야부치다
단 단도 칼리 저들 하고 오늘 항상 해야 돼 괜찮아 오늘 아니 그래야 e-commerce ki the tamatel e-commerce ki website the kaina ani kinzong jawa chigo ena khande jawa chan ya iker konzo ki singi denzo
tanda e-commerce website di piche zompel e-shop lagdu sams dakpo mingla nima thako le kunzo Instagram store the page yang yor kunzo la zompel e-shop enderoch lagre zompel e-shop ni takta lagi me ha umas tera ine ya zompel rang re zompel e-shop roch lagre ani ngala da Instagram, Facebook, and yegi WhatsApp number the Instagram rangala given dojire dara tikande contact chewarajine tik the yodo into dojur. The chige kali imba ino the tanda somfel tewa chigwa dosta yana oh re I remember. Tinker la tanda Delhi la chuba soda jur songan jur. They also help me ship my products international abroad.
yes that's okay
Yeah.
an tojina one semshuso shudo one yara jik nikte da sa doje da also lokia wa shida yo marta kinzon la ngai chung to go thong to lain ba that's okay kinzon tojina
Actually, I have also prepared a question for you. Can I ask?
oh yeah
Right. So, I wanted to ask this question from all the students, on behalf of all the students here in India. Like, I feel like we have a lot of students or individual here who wants to pursue their higher studies in America. But the obvious way is if you crack TSP, Tibetan Scholarship Program. Do you know that?
Yeah, how will you now?
Okay. Are there any other ways or mediums through which anyone from here can go there, pursue their higher studies apart from TSP? Like, what would be the procedure and everything? Because I feel like this will help students here a lot, those who are looking forward to study in America.
Okay, I don't know too well. I know TSP is a thing that's just like Tibetan related, but then outside of Tibetan related, there's so many different scholarships or fellowships or like international student exchange. The 국업도 항상 요라. 그래서 나나 요라. 델로 톨롭 된저 요라. 부 담만다인데 미리기네를 냠용 담만다 체 탑시 주고. 라. 먼저 diversity는 주세기도 디케 좀 주던 거. 니 actually 요라. 니 족보직 요라. 니 족보 갈든 남게 랭이지 요다. 코엔 루깅 조 슈어 란젤 먼저 podcast 된거다. 긴좀 했으나. 코단 코란 족보든 순자라는 여러 족보직 주요다. 순자 이니시티브라는 인스타그램 요.
순자가요 권유도.
더 록바 계산이 부모지라 인터뷰에서 짐발상모 코란 콘조 록바 데이 가지고라나 아리나 배바부 차롱칭이 좀 콜리시 약고 든서 최에 답시 저거다. 순자에 가지고라나 사실 가든 남게 여러 가가라 차롱 치 양추용 양파랑지 가갈 좋은데 냠용 망보여다. 덴데이도 코로나 아이빌리그 도거다. 토로비 약볼 도거다. 코로나 가지고라나 가가부 든서 아리를 용에 더바요나 딱 콘저 비사 그래 젠게 요마라냐 슈다라 카리 익자 카리 고레 안 국업 카리 요레라니라 콘저야 따따따따 랍기라 아니 뜬겨 람든 뜬겨다 든든지 람든 뜬들 상마 수술 나가 주고래 레 수술 레레 이니야 콘저를 대화 제도나야 kinzongi chokbo da rokbo denzo sunza initiative ni koale yara bu kashi gya ni su le tudu da sunza gi rokbo chene ikse de kya tolobla apply chedan dendere kasin dela chalong chinge apply chedan da gya bu ji dela tolob ji apply chedan kaga reda this kaga insare da denzo labgedo je jimba je chin labgedo da an odi abo bedo no da scholarship 강 하고 맞다. 모든 저 scholarship 강 용기에 하고 맞다. 이니야 저 아린 직나 주스 하나 여라. 안 토럽 약보로 주나 여라. 제라 여라. 우 망고띠. 로그람 망고띠. 토럽 약보도 저 로그람 망고띠. 어디서 제라 랍들 최야 삼모 땅토나 당보 앙 당보디 치잖아. 라. 먼저 랍제디 니
그래.
이마 nga rokpa mangbu yoda kunzo labda dila apply chikime gyumze kare kare nguyo di kongchung budu sana yora lobyan di kongchung lobyan legara tuishin la
로빈.
lobyan kongchung budu sra 아니 yora tsui sadu kapsu yora ngu kazu yote yora ha kwaya mendo 아니 거라 kunzo apply machi 아니 ha kwaya ko yomara kunzo gangzala kazu tutub apply chi 아니 mixe yora labda cheya ya tenzo ngu manga yora rogram manga chigido 라 어디 니 랍추도
야보다.
지기나여라 직 순서를 대와치 순서 initiative ASON STA initiative 순서 인스타그램 요 순서 initiative 아니 니디 랍다 자만들 랍라지 아니여라 톨업 그냥 그래 안기 약고 요나여라 하고야 맞다 패션 나랑 핑계지교다 랍다 약고를 돌다 하이스쿨다 된저 우드스톡을 돌다 마술 우드스톡은 계자라 yan dela arila tholop apply chidu kapso lapta ding dojil apply chista ngonzo lapta mixing ming megyo doja rejected chasta
hala.
ya Stanford la apply chirda Stanford la chugi mare samrda kajin yera lapta ding ne reject chi
리젝션.
ya Stanford non chur ha koya mal no ani
야보다.
international student 이 samsta 직선에 건조 신발 교내 직선 메기르다 이냐 우유 프로그램 망부 슈러스
야보다.
now so
Thank you.
now 순전히 실패야 보여다 그냥 로바인데 기는 순전히 실패 저 건조 나를 14 하고 라
야보다. 라소.
가지고 두두세인다
야부시에서. 팔레죠. 야부시에서.
that's 괜찮아 아니 젤제요 thank you
라소. Thank you so much.